I can always recognize a father from like across a Walmart. He's usually walking towards me. He has like a very sad, depressed face. His children are screaming in his ear. And there's a high probability his shirt is disintegrating. Like there's just holes all over his shirt. He probably hasn't bought new underwear in like 5 years because that's just how it is when you're a father. You know what I mean? There are things you prioritize like action figures and your children over what it is that you wear. But anyways, all jokes aside, shout out to all the great fathers out there that are sticking it out. You will be rewarded eventually when they move out. If they move out. If not, I guess you're screwed. Anyways, all jokes aside, let's get straight into today's video. I actually wanted to do kind of another one of these rambling sessions because honestly, guys, the real question here is this like the golden era for Hasbro? Is this the golden era for Marvel Legends in general? I'm not going to really talk about the Black Series line because I've completely lost hope in the Black Series line. I feel like they're always kind of, Hasbro really nitpicks when it comes down to their Black Series line, and I rarely feel like I'm getting too much of a deal. But when it comes to the Marvel Legends Hasbro line, I definitely feel like this could be the golden age for collecting. If you've been holding out on collecting Marvel Legends, or if you've been on the fence about them, or if you haven't been purchasing too many of them, I feel like this is a great opportunity for you to do so because we have been receiving some absolute bangers in the last few years. I mean, look at the new super deluxe action figures that they've been releasing. Yes, it is a new price point, but you get a ton with these new figures, and I actually enjoy it. Before there was like this format that they always followed. It was either a Build-A-Figure, a deluxe reissue or re-release, or a regular $25 action figure. You rarely got like these semi-deluxe action figures or super deluxe figures, and I like the fact that they're trying to expand and evolve as a company. For example, we just got the new Gamerverse Venom, which is this gigantic monstrosity of a Marvel Legends action figure. And in case you guys are wondering where that $60 price point is, it's there. Like, the figure is one of the more hyper articulated figures at that scale. All of the articulation that you could possibly want at that scale is going to be there. Now, granted, I would have preferred a more comic book accurate Venom, but still, you can kind of throw it into some of your comic book displays. It doesn't really like stray too much from like the source material in comic books. And so I definitely feel like it works on multiple different fronts. You have, for example, the new Juggernaut Gamerverse action figure. Now, granted, as I said before, I would have preferred a more comic book accurate rendition of Juggernaut, but still, it's a gigantic Juggernaut. This thing is going to be massive, brand new sculpt, brand new articulation scheme from head to toe. There was that Odin action figure from a few years ago that came with like brand new sculpting. There was way more attention to the sculpt work, a lot of fine detail everywhere. It was same thing. It was very tall. It was a very hefty, heavy figure, and the list goes on and on. For example, they just gave us, like 2 or 3 brand new female body molds. The new Gamerverse Black Cat, which same thing. I don't know why they decided to do a Gamerverse Black Cat with a brand new body mold instead of a comic book accurate one. But still, it's brand new technology that is being integrated into the Marvel Legends line. It's brand new articulation. And by the way, there are a lot of lines out there that are having trouble with their female characters. They're just not giving them the proper love, or they're just not releasing enough female characters, and we're starting to see Hasbro do the complete opposite. We got a brand new Black Cat, not to mention the brand new Psylocke action figure that is a 2-pack with that Gamerverse Thanos. I know it's a Target exclusive. I know it's going to be a little bit difficult to find, but eventually they'll give us that same Psylocke with a different color palette, I'm 100% sure. And that is supposed to be like the brand new articulation scheme for female body molds. It has the butterflies. It has the mid-torso I think the double mid-torso articulation. It's supposed to be like the most hyper articulated female body mold maybe ever. So this is just like a prime opportunity for people that have not been collecting and now jump in. We have the newer Gamerverse Wolverine, which I think kind of works for a lot of different displays. And I do feel like this could potentially be like the end-all Wolverine for a lot of people. It has the big claws. It has those claw effect pieces that you can port on a stand. They display incredibly well. They're doing the new Maximum line, which I think is kind of a mixed bag, let's be brutally honest, but at the same time, you are getting some brand new technology that had never been utilized by Hasbro. I think if you're patient, I think that Maximum Spider-Man does have a small percentage or a small chance of a percentage to maybe drop in price, but if you're not going to wait for the Maximum Spider-Man action figure, even though it does come with a plethora of different accessories, brand new sculpt work from head to toe, if you want to wait for the Hulk, I think that one is a prime candidate for eventually dropping a little bit. But that's brand new technology, brand new articulation, something that we'd never seen. It has like that soft vinyl on the torso and the chest, so it really helps with articulation and just overall posing. So if you guys are interested in picking that up, I think it's still up for pre-order, or you can actually purchase it in stock at multiple different websites. But even though I know the price point doesn't make a lot of sense and it's making a lot of people upset and angry, but it's moving forward, it's evolving, it's being innovative, it's creating something that we had never seen from the Marvel Legends line. It felt like for the longest time we were getting some minor little improvements here and there, like a brand new body mold, or when the when the double mid torso articulation was introduced to the Marvel Legends line, it felt like we would get something new or like a new feature every like 3 to 4 years, right? Remember when pinless was a thing and people were losing their minds? Like, we're finally getting pinless technology from Hasbro. It's insane, but I think it's starting to ramp up more. There was a time when it would take years to get a brand new feature integrated into an action figure, and I think we're starting to see it more and more. The whole pinless double ab articulation, the butterfly joints are getting better. Some of the neck articulation is getting better, not all the time when it's a ball joint and a hinge, which gets a crazy range of motion. You also have the toe hinge, the toe articulation, which kind of made the internet go a little bit crazy. So the improvements are coming at the community very fast and furious. I still feel like there are a few steps that they can take to bring the Marvel Legends line to a completely new level. Simple things like stop reverting back to old body molds, stop giving us action figures with ugly pins, stop giving us, for example, there are Spider-Man figures that have the single hinge at the mid-torso. That makes no sense. Or they're deciding to leave butterfly joints off of some of the Spider-Man or Daredevil figures, or so on and so forth. Figures that deserve like all-out articulations, for some unknown reason, they scale back a little bit. I think the accessories as well, they continue to reuse accessories over and over for certain characters. Like for Spider-Man figures, the web blast effect pieces, or the web splatter, I should say, that one was just reused over and over. There's like a really old web shooting effect piece as well that kind of was just being utilized for every single figure out there. So I think that's like the next step. Once they start giving us brand new accessories, I think that's really when they're going to take off and put themselves in a level that I just don't think any other manufacturer at that particular price point has been able to reach thus far. I think Jada Toys is way up there, but if Hasbro does things correctly within the next year or so, I definitely feel like they could match a lot of those manufacturers. Could you imagine if moving forward, all Daredevil, all symbiotes, all Spider-Man figures would come with that style of articulation, like toe articulation, double ab articulation, butterfly joints, tremendous neck articulation? Like if that starts to become the standard for Hasbro, and then maybe add like some new webbing accessory pieces, maybe some new Hulk accessory pieces. That's something that we just saw with the Maximum Spider, or the Maximum Hulk, I should say. We've been waiting for the longest time for a new action figure stand. I know they did one with, what was it, the Black Widow way back in the day, and we still haven't seen a brand new one. Maybe they decide to go in there, re-engineer, give us like a brand new action figure stand that just blows all the other ones out of the water. They're just like these minor little things that I think they can continue to kind of refine and get better at as time moves forward. And I think that could really help them continue what, in my personal opinion, is absolutely the golden era of the Hasbro Marvel Legends line. Like, I think they're just completely hitting it out of the park. There are some slip-ups here and there. There are some action figures that I don't even want to see in person at my local Walmart or Target, but that doesn't take anything away from them. They're still great action figures. They're just not, you know, as upgraded as what we're used to seeing from Hasbro. But overall, as I said, I think they're one of the, I don't want to use the word or the phrase up and coming, because I feel like they've been here for the longest time, but I do feel like they're ramping up to reach a completely new level. They're ramping up to step up their game, and that's definitely something that is very exciting as a huge Marvel Legends fan. But as always, this is just my personal opinion, my personal take. I'm very curious to see what you guys have to say. Let me know your thoughts down below. Are you a fan of the Marvel Legends line? Do you feel like it's going in the right direction? Are you a little bit frustrated with the way that things have gone for them? Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there, and as always, make sure to stay tuned, because we are uploading on a daily basis. And then, just enjoy the hobby. Pose your action figures, play around with them, pose them. Sometimes we take a lot of stuff for granted. We spend so much time arguing and debating about action figures that we just forget to do the basics, which is just to enjoy them. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.